This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
So
Ranjit,
this session,
this is Monday to Saturday.
I like to take, yeah, Monday to Saturday, so that because the syllabus is huge, so I wanted to
Okay.
cover 6 days a week.
Okay.
How do you find your time, Balraj? Fine, right? It's just 1.5 hour, no, 1 hour. Maybe in the Saturday we can just connect for just an hour.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Yeah. So the session is to give just brief introduction about myself and very very quick introduction about the Salesforce and the syllabus what we are going to cover in this training session. And myself, my full name is Ranjith Krishnan. I been into training field and consulting since 2016. So earlier 2016, I was into industry uh, uh, from 2000, I can say 2005. Since 2005 to 2016, I have been into industry and I started my journey as a mainframe developer. Around 2009, I transitioned to Salesforce. I got an opportunity to work with Salesforce related projects, so I I exposed myself as a certified developer by uh, involving various activities in the Salesforce projects. So I'm a certified Salesforce platform developer, and I have delivered trainings related to Salesforce in different stream like administrator, developer, consultant, and I also deliver training for end users, and which includes corporates. And in the beginning, I also connect for individuals, right? Some uh, individuals. Then I entered into group type of training. Now I'm also into corporate trainings. So there is a brief agenda what I'm going to explain. Uh, a quick introduction about the company and what are the products they use and what exactly is cloud computing and CRM basics. Then we'll see some features which are highlighting, in Salesforce platform. And we'll also discuss more details about, more than what is agenda today. I'd like to give more information, uh, you know, based on your questions as well. Okay, so Salesforce is a company was co-founded by Mark Benioff. Okay, so along he and himself and three of his friends, altogether they started a company in a small apartments in San Francisco, US, in the year 1999. And the objective was, their product was a CRM software. Okay, they introduced a software that can be accessible using internet connection. Okay, when I say something you access using internet connection, it means we are not going to install any software in our system. Okay, so we'll discuss about more about what is cloud computing, nothing but you access something over the internet, and what is CRM later in the slide. Okay, and these are some of the important products. What they are now they are into sales cloud and marketing cloud and service cloud and many more. But these are the core important products of Salesforce company. Right, before we get into the definition of what is Salesforce, what is CRM, what cloud computing, I would like to start with cloud computing so that we'll have better clarity to understand as a whole what type of platform is, what type of product is Salesforce, whether it's a software or whether it's a platform or whether it's an application, right? So in order to understand better, let's try to understand what is cloud computing. So cloud computing is nothing but a resource, something you access over the internet. The resource can be anything. right? So suppose you take an example like when you like to build an application, then what is the task, the primary the thing what you will first set up your infrastructure, right? So you'll buy a machine. It can be it may be like a desktop or anything, right? So it includes all your equipments. You can say in general equipments like a power supply, network, everything. So that's your the first layer of your resource. On top of it, once the system in place, then you will have to build the platform, right? So before you set up your application, the first thing you will have to go for a system. Then on top of it, you will build your platform, nothing but your OS, and you will install necessary softwares to build your application. So building the application required these two layers, right? So these are three basic resource you have to set up. Can you please hold on for a minute? Someone is trying to join.
This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So there are three resources we would require to uh, develop an application, right? So any of these layers is not working. For example, your server failed, your hardware is failed, right? Your network is not up, then you'll not having any access on the operating system. You're not able to access on your application. If OS is a malpractice, is not working, then application is not accessible, right? So every three layers are more important, and each of these layers are dependent on each other. So in the case of your on-premise model, when you say on-premise model, everything you will have in your system, right? Everything you have to manage. Suppose you build an application, then you buy a system and you take care of the power supply, and you will have to upgrade your OS and any softwares you have. Everything you have to be upgraded, periodically. So these are the burdens we have in the on-premise application. And whereas if all these resources are available or accessible over the internet connection, which means a service provider will provide the service, right? The service provider will provide the resources over the internet. So as a consumer, we are not going to work on setting up the infrastructure. We are not going to work on install the OS. We are not going to develop the application. So all the three types of resources can be accessible from other service provider, right? So that's what we call it as cloud computing services. So how do you call this service? When you get a virtual machines, when you get a server from the service provider, then we call them infrastructure as a service. So we get the infrastructure, right? So suppose I like to build, I'm going to start a project which required 10 different Windows machines and 10 different Linux machines with different configurations. Then, right? Then what is your what do you how do you start? You have to buy, you have to invest, right? You have to invest, and you need a space to place all your machines and equipments, everything. But what is in this case of infrastructure service? We go for connecting a different virtual machines as per your requirement, right? Example like your Amazon Web Service, right? Amazon providing a infrastructure for you, right? So we don't invest huge no money to start your business, right? So you can go for Amazon and get the infrastructure. Well, it means I can connect the virtual machines based on subscription model. I just pay, for example, like a very nominal fee for consuming that virtual machines, right? Like a rental, right? So we don't buy entire thing without knowing how our business will no will grow, right? Whether I without knowing my progress on the business, without know my customer database, right? I cannot invest. I do not want to invest huge cost. So infrastructure basically is a kind of service where you get machines, virtual machines, and every uh, features that you manage your network, in the from the service provider. And we also get a platform, which means Now, as a consumer, I would like to develop an application. To develop an application for my business. I do not, I do not want to spend, for infrastructure or platform. Platform is nothing but a platform which can be a development environment, right? Where platform is nothing but a development environment where every application you develop and every whatever you modify, everything is going to be stored over the internet. It means the remote server, right? So they provide a service provider will provide a platform for you to develop an application. Okay, like Salesforce. So Salesforce is basically, they provide a platform for you to develop an application. They provide a pre-developed application as well. That's what you call as software as a service. Like your Gmail, your GoToMeeting, what you connected now, right? It's a build software, right? It's a build application. So we are not going to involve any of, we are not going to worry about the server, power supply, or we are not going to worry about how the application is running or how the application is maintained. So all we are going to concentrate on just consuming the application. That's it, right? We never worried about, what whether the Gmail is down, right? So everything is basically managed by Google, a service provider. So the build application, the software you can access using internet connection. So this, right, this we call it as cloud computing services. There are three types of service. So it's basically, how it creates a huge demand in the business, when compared to on-premise model, right? So we'll just concentrate our business. We don't worry about, what any of these layers. So all the layers are going to be managed by service provider, and we just concentrate our customer, right? And it's a lot of, advantage, like anytime you like to upgrade your service, right? Suppose I start with just 5 machines. My business grows, I like to go for additional machines, I can go for it, right? In the case of on-premise model, you invested for example, 5 machines, and your business down, you like to reduce the machines, then I cannot, right? I cannot, I have to retain it, right? I have to retain it, right? So, and every time you upgrade your software, you need to invest. You need to have a dedicated team to troubleshoot and upgrade, involve in upgrade activities. So all those involving cost, right? So now I just, spend what I'm going to consume. I'm going to spend only for the machines. No, I'm going to for the machines I'm consuming, and I'm going to use for pay for how many number of users I'm going to connect for my develop my application, log into the application, etc. Right? So we know what you are going to pay in the case of cloud computing services. Okay, so this is just a general discussion about what is cloud computing services. Okay, I'm clear, able to follow all of you. So
Yes.
okay, so the CRM, you just seen this cloud computing, and now I'd like to explain what is CRM. Then we are going to see how these two concept will help you to understand what is Salesforce CRM platform. Okay, so CRM is basically an expansion, an abbreviation of customer relationship management. Okay, so you can say it's a kind of package, the software. Okay, a pre-developed software like your GoToMeeting. So GoToMeeting helps you to connect, for a conference call and screen sharing, audio and video conference, right? So similarly, CRM is a kind of software which is used to store a customer contact information, like name, address, phone numbers, right? The moment you see this, it's like your address book, isn't it? It's like your address book. So in olden days, CRM was nothing but an address book. No, it was not the. It was there was not there was no term called CRM in the year 1950s, 1970s, 80s. It was just, this term was uh, framed or coined in the year 1995, you can say. Okay, so it was earlier like just an address book where you just keep all the contact information. But later it was evolved, when as the business grows, as a customer grows. In order to manage the customer information better with not only the storage, with also a lot of features to manage the information. Okay, so then it's basically CRM came into picture. So CRM basically used to track not just a data, it used to track the customer activity as well. Like suppose I'm selling a product, I have a lot of customers database, and every customer has a different opportunities, right? They provide different opportunities for me. Like a customer would be interested in buying one set of product, other customer would be interested different set of products, and other customer may not be interested. So I like to track each of these activity, how many emails I send to customer, and what is the history of conversation with the customer. So everything I can track with the help of a software called customer relationship management software. Okay, so it's a kind of an application used to help an organization to optimize the customer data, not just customer data. So every the people that you interact for your business, it can be a suppliers, or it can be a inquiries like prospects, it can be your employees, right? Every information about your business, so every key information about your business you can manage using this software. Okay, it's nothing but CRM, customer relationship management software. And your Salesforce is also a CRM software. Okay, we'll discuss. Before I take into Salesforce, what is Salesforce platform. We'll just see quick overview of a scenario without CRM. How the scenario, I mean, without CRM, what are the difficulties we have in the business? Then you'll, I hope you'll get much more clarity on what is CRM. Okay, so I have three different marketing agents and sales agents, in my organization, like John, Tom, David. So they manage keep all the informations like about their customers, what they interact daily on daily basis. In John is stored in his mobile, and Tom is in Excel, and David in Notepad. Okay, so basically I'm trying to say here is no standard process. So each of every sales agent, I mean, I can say marketing agents, whatever, so they keep information in their own device. And Bob is a manager of these agents who like to track all the informations, like how many customers handled by every sales rep, isn't it? So that's what, right? When you sell any business, someone is working for you, then you always be interested to know how much products they that particular sales guy has sold, isn't it? And how many customer issues the Tom has handled, and how many of them became your customer, right? They handle a lot of inquiries, then how many of them became your customer, right? I get inquiries for 10 leads, inquiries, but not everyone converted as a student, isn't it? So all these are very common activities and report in a manager would require to track the business, isn't it? So what happens in this case? Now I do not have a data in one place, right? So Bob has to consolidate all the data, isn't it? And data is not in one version, isn't it? Different version. It's in different format, isn't it? And tracking the information is difficult, right? Example, like if you suppose John is no more in the organization, right? Tom is on vacation, right? And David is lost his notepad, and John lost his mobile. So on every cases, Bob would lose the business data, isn't it? So Bob would lose the business data, right? Suppose taking a very common example, John is face an issue with the customer, and customer is not satisfied with the product, and then Tom doesn't have that information, isn't it? Because it's not in one place, right? Tom again call the same customer, and then you'll see what happens, right? What happens in real time. The customer would would move away from the business, isn't it? So it happens because the data is not in one place, right? So and sharing information is not happening. So the CRM is basically, will help you track all the information in one common place, isn't it? So it provides basically a common database to store every information. It's not in different device, right? So all the agents will just store all information in one common database. Database in the sense you'll have collections of tables, right? So we have one table for to store the customer details. We have just one table to store all the inquiries, isn't it? And we have a table to have a product information, and we have a table to track customer issues, right? So the manager would not going to depend on need not depend on the person. Need not depend on no more person dependent model, right? It's a process dependent, right? System dependent. So the Bob would able to get all the information what you need from the CRM database, right? So he is not going to run any script or something, right? CRM basically provide a lot of features, where you can track customer interactions, and you have features to create a report with just a button click. You can get the report with a different format, isn't it? So you have process automations like email notifications. You can set up the reminder. When I need to, make a call with the customer, I may have different status with the different customers and inquiries, and who is a key customer depends upon how many products he bought. So every details you can track with the CRM database, right? And one of the foremost key features in every CRM application in the market, web to lead. So anyone post inquiries in the website, you can capture those details into CRM table directly. Okay, so with the help of just a simple point and click approach, you can implement this feature, right? So basically CRM helps the business to increase the sales, right? How it increases sales? Because it helps you to track information in a better format, right? It's not I mean, there less chance of keeping duplicate information, isn't it? And it improves the visibility between the departments, right? Like my sales and marketing and my support department, help desk, and every department is going to refer just one place for the data. Not each department will have its own data, isn't it? So that's what CRM is, a centralized database. Okay, and it decreases operating costs, right? And it streamlines the business process, right? So now we are into the definition. Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM platform, isn't it? So you can now combine whatever we have seen. Cloud-based, what is cloud-based, right? Cloud-based is something the resource you access in the internet, isn't it? It's nothing but cloud computing. And CRM, it's a software which used to track customer data and the prospects. Okay, and it's a platform, isn't it? When I say platform, you remember like the layer, where the development environment, platform as a service. Got me? So Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM platform, isn't it? So which means it provides you a development environment, and what type of development environment is a CRM platform, right? Which means you have already inbuilt tables and features to store and manage the data, and we can also customize the table. You can add a new table. You can you can set up the infrastructure. You can set up the email notifications, and you can build your applications, because it's a platform. It's a development environment. I hope you understand. So CRM based. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the slide is repeated. Right. So what is CRM? It's a cloud-based CRM platform. Salesforce CRM. It's a cloud-based CRM platform, and we log into the platform with the help of user ID password using internet connection and browser. So you need to have browser and internet connection to log into the application as you log in your Gmail. Okay, so like your Gmail, right? So but it's a development environment. We are not just going to access the pre-built features of CRM. We can also add your own tables and your own features like based on your customer requirement. Okay, and it's used to track activities of related to sales, and it's used to track the customer issues. We call them case management, and it also helps to uh, you know helps to automate your marketing activities as well. Okay, so basically CRM platform helps these three types of business objective. But later Salesforce basically expanded the CRM into much more to cover a lot many customer issues, not just sales, support, and marketing. Okay, and it's used to collaborate. It means share informations, better collaboration, right? So employees and partners and customers. So these are the three different people, right? We used to connect for a business. So now they can more visibility, right, in the data, isn't it? So with the help of CRM, and the Salesforce CRM is a development environment, right? So which helps to integrate with other application also. Okay, so like not a business can run with just one platform, one technology, right? So we'd also communicate with other different system. Okay, and with the help of the development environment, you can also develop new application like whatever the application they provide. You can also create your own application based on your need. Okay, so this is just a representation in what exactly CRM, sorry, Salesforce. So Salesforce basically provide different types of services, a standard service and custom service, isn't it? Standard service, nothing but pre-built applications like a Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, a Marketing Cloud, and many more. I will show you later in the website. And we can also develop your own custom application also. So something you develop, it's called as referred as custom, and which is already there in the platform. It's called as standard. Okay, and they also have another important the business area called App Exchange. What is App Exchange is nothing but like your Play Store, in Android and Apple. No, I think it's Apple Store, right? Apple Store in your App Store in your iPhone, isn't it? So where it's a marketing place where you can find a pre-integrated Salesforce supported application. Okay, from the App Exchange. So it's kind of marketing place where anyone can develop application and deploy it for others to consume, others to subscribe. Okay, so that's they're also an App Exchange. So every Salesforce partners can develop an application and sell it here. Okay, sell it, or we can also let it for free use. Okay, in addition to that, they are also into different other products, but CRM is their main service. Salesforce service, basically it's there. We call them cloud computing CRM organization, and they are more into CRM type of business service. Okay, and just a few information about how do you call the CRM Salesforce platform. We call them Salesforce Lightning platform, and it is a sharing architecture, which is also called as multi-tenant architecture. Okay, so multi-tenant architecture is a term used to define sharing architecture. Sharing architecture in the sense, millions of users sharing the resource, isn't it? So like you're in a building, how the tenant are being are used the water resource, parking area, isn't it? And electrical resource, right? So as a tenant, we are sharing the resource, right? Likewise, in Salesforce, we as a user, we sharing different resources like infrastructure, a platform, and software. Okay, and Salesforce basically, doing upgrades 3 times a year, 4 months once, they upgrade their product. Okay, as I said, we don't involve any of the upgrade activity, isn't it? It happens automatically in small window time. It happens all at once in every login. Okay, and it's a subscription model, right? It means we pay for what we are going to use. Most of your cost is that you are going to spend for your business is fixed actually in the subscription model. That's the main advantage in your cloud computing, right? So no large capital to start up. No, they have different uh, package. You can start from low end package. You can scale up your package. It depends upon your business. Whether your business grows, then I can increase my subscription, isn't it? Okay, and what is a platform? Basically, it's a development environment, right? So in the development environment, how many ways you can develop the application? I can develop the application in two different ways. One is point and click. You know, right now it's not doesn't require any development knowledge, right? So when I say a platform, which means you can build the application, isn't it? Or you can modify the existing application, right? Like the application what they have, Sales Cloud, for example. Sales Cloud is a application to help sales business. Okay, so they provide some set of tables, some 10 tables they provided. You would like to add your own table, like a payment table, or suppose I would like to use Salesforce to manage a big training organization, activities data. Then I would like to create my own student table and payment table and inquiries, etc. Then I can create. I need not write a program. I can do with point and click. Got me? But that required you to complete understand what are the out of box features, what are the features we have, using which I can build a better application without involving coding. And not every the issues you can every things you can implement using declarative approach. You might also need a programmatic approach. Okay, like creating uh, a, a complete look and feel with better look and feel interface, right? And different process automations, which is not there in the out of box feature. Then you'll require some programmatical knowledge, right? So you have two approaches in building and customizing the application in Lightning. So basically now they call it as Lightning platform. It's a term we use to refer the Salesforce platform earlier before Lightning. Okay, I need to maybe no, you have to change it. That's it. It should be Lightning platform. Okay, so this is they are providing a subscription model service, right? Which means uh, it depends upon my business size. I can start from lower end package, like we call them edition. Okay, say just a quick comparison. I'm using GoToMeeting, right? GoToMeeting, I can connect 250 participants, and only one host can conduct a meeting. Suppose I have a set of trainers in my organization, and I need to all the trainers has to host a meeting. Then I can go for a different edition. Got me? So what is edition? I mean, so edition is a set of features. Look and feel wise is the same, a set of features for a business objective, and look and feel wise same, but higher end edition will have more features. Okay, your professional will have features uh, that are there in essential and additional features, and enterprise will have all the features in professional in addition to the enterprise, likewise unlimited. Okay, so anyway, we're going to see much more detail in the later in the course. Just a quick slide about edition to understand how they provide addition to the customer. So 5 users can only connect, and each of the users has to pay $25 per month, but billed annually. Okay, and these are all pay editions, right? You can only use it for uh, trial period, right? Beyond that, you have to subscribe, isn't it? Then there is a edition called developer edition. Is a one, we are going to register ourselves to uh, explore further this platform about what is Salesforce, how to create a table, how to set up the email notification. So all you need, you may need to connect for more than a month, right? But trial versions will only allow you to connect for just 15 days, maximum 30 days. Okay, but there is a edition called developer edition, no, which is entirely for free to no access without any expiry date. Okay, so it's basically edition is available not for business a commercial purpose, but it's to educational, to explore the product. Okay, so just that's a sign up option we have to do to sign up into Salesforce. Okay, if you want, I can show you how to register yourself. Okay, you see here developer.salesforce.com. So this is a URL where you can say it's a knowledge repository of Salesforce. You'll see all the information about the product and documentation, self-learning modules about the certifications and their communities, everything. Okay, everything you'll find it in this URL. Okay, and we have sign up option here. So this is where you will sign up for your developer edition. Okay, and to know about their products, you can get into salesforce.com and you'll see, these are the cloud computing. Every product is a cloud company, right? It's a cloud computing organization. Okay, so sales, I just go to the sales related product to know about what they have with the sales to help the sales business. And if you see the pricing model, you'll come to know what are the different levels of product they have, different editions, right? Pricing. Yeah, here it is, right? So okay, so what you will have in essential, that's whatever they highlighted, and these are not available in the essential, right? In order to have that feature as well, then you have to go with professional edition likewise. Okay, so it's all available for free. I mean, try for free means trial period, right? So what we are going to register, we are going to register for developer edition. Okay, so it's just like as you sign up for every other software as a service. Okay, you have to sign up like this. You can choose the region, depends upon that an account will be allocated for you. Okay, so they have a data center, right, where they store allocate a memory, a storage for you, right, to access this application, to store your data, isn't it? So that would be allocated, depends upon the country you choose. No functional difference. Okay, and you have to choose a username in the format of email ID. You got me? You have to choose the email name in the format of email ID. So I make it as like this. It can be also your email ID also, but it's not necessary should always be an email ID. You can also choose your own name, but this is unique across all the users. Okay, like your Gmail ID cannot be duplicated, right? Likewise, so you have to choose something and then sign me up. So what will happen? It will trigger an email to your email ID. It will trigger an email to your email ID, and you have to verify that email. That's it. Okay, you have to reset the password. I'm sorry, I just put it. Yeah. So you receive the email and now you have to verify the account. You have to just reset your password, set your password. Okay, and change the password. Then you'll see able to log in. Okay, so just go back to the slide and give some important features of Salesforce platform. Okay, so anyway, we are going to see more detail about the login and current process. I think I missed something. Right, no issues. I can show you register with new. Okay, the new again developer edition registration tomorrow. So today I just wanted to show you what is developer edition, how to sign up. Okay. Anyway, we are going to see, we'll see the demo and more about the interface platform in the next session. Okay. So as as I wanted to discuss as planned, I would like to cover these highlights. Then we'll have a question at the end if you have. Okay. So what are the features? Some of the important features in Salesforce. Right? What is Salesforce? A CRM platform, right? That helps an organization to track a customer and prospects data, isn't it? So, what are the key features of Salesforce that may help your organization to track the customer data? There is a feature called Chatter in the platform. Okay, in the software when you log in, which helps you to, helps an organization to let every users like employees or the partners, whoever users in the Salesforce, they can interact among themselves. They can share the files. They can post like a news feed in your social forum, any social forum you take, right? So you can do within your Salesforce platform, and you can share information among each other. Okay, the feature is called Chatter. Okay, and you can search any information in one, a button click. It will search across the tables. Okay, so normally in application general, you have to run a script or something, to get the data, right? Even when you run, you will just search against one table, isn't it? So in Salesforce, we have a feature, out of box feature. We just you give the text and locate information, and all the information will be matching information will display in the form of more user friendly format like this. Okay, and they have a tool to build a table with a drag and drop. We just drag and drop and create a table. Okay, which doesn't require any coding knowledge or script to create tables. It's just a tool. Okay, like in a Word document, how do you build a table? Just drag and drop and choose a number of rows, right? Just giving you some heads up. Okay, you can create a table simply like this, point and click, drag and drop with the help of tool schema builder. They have page layout. Suppose I need to create an application to get student details like a form, isn't it? So you need to how normally you develop an interface with help of HTML, isn't it? But here I can use a tool called page layout, using which I can create an interface. I can arrange the field like this. Okay, feature is called a page layout, and you can validate the information. Okay, suppose I have an application where I capture start date and open date, the start date and close date. Okay, so close date should not be lesser than open date, right? So if you join a course, then it's going to be a start date, right? When I complete the course, it's a close date. The close date cannot be lesser than start date, isn't it? So you can implement the validation rule with a simple formula like this. Okay, so this is basically it's part of your administrative part of this session. I'll tell you what is admin, what is development later. So visual flows, again, another features, where you can build the screen element like this to collect information from the user. Okay, and we have a process builder which helps you to automate like email notification, reminders. You know what email notification, right? When something criteria is met, then automatically email can be triggered to users, right? When you approach your credit card close date, what happens 5 days before you get email from a bank application, right? Database. Similarly, you can also set up a different process automation with the help of feature called process builder. Okay. Likewise, we have more other features in Salesforce platform to automate uh, many things that helps an organization to track the customer data. Okay, and Salesforce, how the Salesforce is accessible with help of interface, right? They have two types of interface. They have two types of interface. Uh, the database is one, but the information can be accessible with help of two different interfaces. Interface is nothing but how do you connect to the system, isn't it? So this is your database, and I have two interfaces, right? Both the interfaces connect to the same data, isn't it? So this is my platform. I'd say Lightning platform. Okay, then I have an interface called Salesforce Classic, and I have interface called Lightning Experience. Right, I have two types of a platform. I have one is Classic, and another is Lightning interface. Okay, and the Classic was an old interface since from the product they introduced, right? So it was more compatible for desktop device, and this is for any device. You can access using mobile tab. Okay, so this interface, if you see, no, it's basically how do you navigate in the mobile? You don't navigate more pages in the mobile, right? So everything will be available in one single page in the Lightning experience. Okay, so it was basically introduced later 2014. Now more upgrades happening in this Lightning experience, but still no, Salesforce is supporting this no application running Classic as well for me. So there are two types of interfaces they have. You got it what I'm trying to say, okay? So there are Lightning interface and looks like a mobile interface, right? And you will see, and they also have a Lightning app builder which helps you to build application in Lightning. I do not want to spend more time here. I just like to show you there are two types of interface. So how do you switch between interface? They provide a switch option. Okay, I'm into one interface, I can move into another interface, I can switch back to again Classic also. Okay, so this just a yes, a part of the screen. I given as a screenshot. From here I can switch to Lightning and back to Classic because they still have a customers there in Classic as well. But every new customer, they go with Lightning. Okay, right? So in the Classic, how do you develop application in Classic with help of Visual Force? I'm not talking about the declarative feature here, development feature here. Okay, declarative feature basically, we already covered in the charter, schema builder, process builder, isn't it? I shown you highlights, right? All those are declarative features. So what about development part? Visual Force is a language like a HTML like language. Okay, it's used to build an interface like a table, like a field, okay, and a link, everything, buttons, all those things you can create with the help of HTML like language called Visual Force to build a Classic application. But how do you write the business logic? Right, when users submit the data in the form, then how are you going to process the data? That you need to write in Apex. Apex is basically a OOPS based language like your Java, not exactly like OOPS. Okay, it's a OOPS based language, object oriented, everything right in a module called class. Okay, in addition to that, you will see Apex trigger, batch effects, and how do you integrate with the other services. That is all part of your Apex. Okay, so in Classic, you'll develop application with help of Visual Force page. but your Apex is basically common in both Classic. It's going to be same in Lightning as well. Okay, but Lightning is basically you need to learn something more about Lightning framework. Okay, then JavaScript and all those things. Now they also introduce Lightning Web Component. It's again another development in programming part of the platform. Okay, and these are two URLs we'll use to log into the Salesforce organization. Okay, so we just registered, right? So once you registered, how will you be able to log in with the user ID password? With login.salesforce.com. Okay, this is a test environment. This is a production environment. That means your developer edition is a production environment. Okay, do not worry about now the information are covered more faster. It's just introduction session. I would share this recorded video. Next session now we'll cover go very slow pace, and when you see actually the declarative features of the platform. Okay, so in general we call them we refer as all the declarative features. All the declarative features we call it as referred as admin part of the platform, and all the programmatical feature we call them development part of the platform. Okay, so there are two basic role in Salesforce stream. Okay, one is admin, another is development. So all the declarative features, point and click, without involving any coding, it's basically called the admin part of the course. Okay, so the admin part of the course will go for 1 month, and your development part will go for 1.5 month. Right. Likewise, we will connect, for the training to understand, to learn the platform. Okay. So as a developer, as administrator, you need to you will explore with the help of developer edition. Okay. So that's what I wanted to explain today. Do you have any question?
Ranjit, one question.
Yes.
Sanu here.
Yes.
Suppose if an organization wants to go for Salesforce, so what are the things that they should take, or what are the prerequisites that they should think of for adopting Salesforce cloud platform? So are there any kind of prerequisites that a company should look into to use Salesforce platform?
It is too early to answer this question, but still I give a quick point, what you may consider. So you need to know how many how many number of users are going to access your application. What is your objective of your business? You need to list out all the features like this. What you need, then you just see which part of that edition is basically suit for you, right? That way you will choose. If you already decided Salesforce is a product, then you have to compare. No? You have to choose which product you need, right? Normally in real time you will see unlimited edition or enterprise. You will not have professional, because professional edition will not have cross automation feature. Got me? So you need to list out your cost and how many number of users are going to access, and what are the features are there in out of box in declarative itself, right? If you feel like, if your product Salesforce, when you say Salesforce not fit for you, everything most you need a customization, which means more programming, not there in the out of box features, then you decide, right? Accordingly you decide. That's basically involves a lot of factors. Okay, basic factor is number of users and what is your objective. You have to list out and derive. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You can locate like a main objective, a service objective or support objective, isn't it? Suppose you are going to support your existing customer, then you can jump into service, right? So like your help desk, ticket handling system. Okay, so you are looking for a product to support your customer, then you go for support. If you are looking for a product, something to market. So you already have application, but you like to find a better solution to improve your marketing part of your business. Then you go for marketing cloud, okay, which will helps you to connect with different social uh, part of your customers network, isn't it? And you can connect, you can get uh, a better data from the marketing activities. So then you go for marketing cloud. So like that, you just to first derive what is your main objective. Then in that objective, you may locate a right product. Depends upon number of users, number of what are the features you need, whether that feature is there in the out of box or you need more customization. That way you may choose your product.
Okay.
Okay.
And Ranjit, do we have any other CRM platform like Salesforce?
We have many, right? We have
Equally.
many. Yeah. We have many like Salesforce CRM, like Salesforce CRM. We have Siebel, SAP, Zoho, isn't it? And Microsoft Dynamics.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have Viva CRM, we have Sugar CRM, etc. There are many CRM in the market, right? So Salesforce was one introduced, the first ever company introduced a platform as a service, isn't it? You can build application in CRM, you can customize the existing application on the cloud platform as a service. So now most of the vendors, they are also into platform as a service, but Salesforce one introduced, and they became very huge in community. Okay, it means they have very huge marketing team to market their product, and they address every customer requirement. They expand their product, many customer every customer issues. So they have communities. They have forums where you can post your issues, and the community users would reply you back, and they have a community to post your ideas, like ideas community, okay, where you can uh, post your new ideas over the product, and that would be voted by other users. Okay, if that reaches a vote limit, then you will see that would be upgraded in the next release. Okay, like that, they upgrade their product. Okay, the community is very big. So okay, as far as demand is concerned, you are into your Salesforce. I don't think so. The demand will go down. It will increase. That's what it's very number one CRM product in the among many products. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ranjit.
Yeah. No. So no question. We will connect at the same time tomorrow, and I'll show you registration, developer registration, and we'll see the declarative. We'll start with the admin part of the platform. Okay, in the next 20 days, we'll connect for admin part of the platform to learn
Okay.
about the
Okay.
admin.
Thanks, Ranjit. Thank you.
Okay, right. Take care then.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
Bye.
wind up.
Bye.
Bharat, question?
Thanks, Ranjit. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yes, Ranjit. You're about to say something?
No. I just wanted to know any questions you have. Then I'll come.
No. Fine.
Okay, right. Take care.
Starting is fine. Yeah.